Hey everybody, just wanted to come on here and do a quick video just talking about why I stayed so long with the narc. So I don't know if I mentioned already, but I was with my ex from the time I was 14 all the way through 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And then when I was 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, almost 27 is when I filed for divorce. We got married when I was 19, and I filed for divorce when I was 26, going on 27. And first of all, the reason why I stayed so long all throughout high school, the red flags were there, but I didn't know any of those red flags. You know, I knew we were in a destructive kind of a relationship, but it seems like we were kind of meant to be. I don't know why I thought we were meant to be together. That's just what everybody would always say, like, oh, y'all so in love, y'all always fighting. I guess I don't know why they said that, but I didn't know any of those red flags, those things that I should have paid attention to, that I did not pay attention to, and I just kind of shrugged off when I was younger, before I turned 18. And since by that time it was like, oh, we got, history, not too much chemistry, but we had history together. So I was like, I don't want to just throw in the towel. Like, this guy was like really the only boyfriend that I had really had. Like, I had little playboy friends, but this guy, he was around for a long time, and he just always seemed to be interested. Like, he would just, be around when I didn't want him to be around, and he just always tried to make it seem like he was so concerned about me, and try to put me first, just telling me all the time. But he didn't really show me. He didn't really show me. His actions and his words didn't match. And that's something that I should have paid attention to, but I just, like I said, I just kind of shrugged those things off. And so when I turned 18, while I was in college, I was in a trade school, I got pregnant. So we were not married. We were still going through what we were going through. And I mean, like, up until I was it's 18 at that time, we had broken up and got back together. And I think during the time that I had just found out that I was pregnant, we had broke up, got back together. And so at that time, after I had my daughter, I started really getting into the word of God, and because I had noticed that God was really tugging at my heart. So I was ready to answer, God, what is this you're tugging me for? What do you want me to do? He just wanted me to, clean up my life. I mean, to a lot of people, I wasn't doing too much dirt, but I hadn't surrendered to God. So that was enough to, send me to hell. So God was tugging at my heart. So what I did was stop fornicating and stop cursing. That was something that I noticed and understood out the Bible that I realized I can do right now. So my ex-husband, he did not hear that from God. So he was like, why are you want to do that? We've been doing it for so long, God will forgive us. But I, explained to him, I made up my mind. I'm not going to hell for you or anybody else. And at that moment in time, I was like, if we're going to live this kind of lifestyle, we're going to get married, or we'll never, lay with each other again. And he tried to convince me and everything, but he saw that I was serious. So 3 months, I told him, I said, if you want to go and be with somebody else, you can do that. We can still co-parent, it's all good. I'm not with the drama. He knew that, but I believe he didn't want anybody else to have me, or he didn't want anybody else to be trying to raise his daughter. So it wasn't about love on his end. It wasn't about, doing the right thing. It was just about, oh, I don't want another man, in my child's life. I want to be in her life. And I don't want nobody with you. Like, I like the control that I have over you. That's not what he said, but I know that's what it was about. It was about control. He had a lot of control over my life. He had like mind control and everything. So at that time, I was like, hey, we can do this. We can get married, or we can just, separate for good this time. So 3 months later, we got married. And when we got married, it was not good. It didn't feel good. It wasn't good. And he let that be known on his face. And, it was just not good. Nothing about it was okay. Nothing about it was good. Nothing about it was lovely. Nothing about it was like us being in love, and none of that kind of stuff. It was just, we're about to do this. We really don't even want to do this. Like, I settled for sure because I felt like nobody else would love me. I felt like, since he had been there, he was the one for me. Like, he would always just, be around and make himself known, but not really care in his heart, for me and love me like I should be loved. So it was just a dreadful time. It was like, and I didn't realize, this was the beginning of a rocky road of my life, being married to this person and the financial side of it. So we stayed together that long, and we ended up getting married. And then, the hurt continued on. But I'm not the type of person, I'm just going to divorce him and move on and find somebody else. Like, divorce, that was something that was like out of the question. It was like, no, it's not going to happen. I felt like, if I divorced my husband, God would just send me straight to hell, because I felt like, hey, if I divorce him, it's going to seem like I am not forgiving of him and what he's done to me, and God has forgiven me for all of my sins. So I have to stay stuck in this marriage, but that's not actually the case. But I figured that out way long down the road. Yeah, we continue to argue, fuss, and fight. I continue to find, him lusting in his heart after women, doing inappropriate things, having inappropriate conversations with other women. And, it would hurt me, and I would tell him, and he would just, brush it off or try to bring up something 10 years ago that had happened, and it just didn't amount up to what he was doing. And, it never got settled. But I still stuck in there. I still prayed. I still submitted. And, I still tried to, be a wife, hoping that things would turn around. But it didn't. It only fueled him to, continue to hurt me, continue to not take accountability for the things he had done to me. So finally, I had found, this love letter, and my heart just sank. I felt like, hey, after all of the hurt and all of the stress and just the abuse that you put me through, and I've taken it. I've taken all the crap, the drama and everything from your family, and them holding you up in your wrong and all of this stuff. And on top of that, you have the nerve, the audacity to try and, get with another woman and, not even mention this kind of thing to me like, hey, I messed up, I'm sorry. None of that. He denied it. So I was like, I tried to trust him. I tried to move forward, but it was like, I can't do it. I gotta move on. Like, we could never be us. We can never be a couple anymore. I can never trust you. I can never lay on side of you anymore. I just can't do it. So that was the last straw. That is what made Kiara leave her husband. And people would probably think like, you get abused. Why don't you just leave off of that fact? Well, It's a cycle. I was stuck in that cycle, thinking that it would get better with prayer, or me changing for him, me being more submissive, me, probably doing more things in the bedroom. None of that changed anything. It doesn't change with these type of people. That's what people like me who are empaths, who get abused, have to understand. It's not you, it's them. And one day soon, I hope you'll get that, because even though, a lot of times they may not, these emotional narcissistic type of abusers, sometimes they're not just, putting their hands on you, beating you, and, slamming your head against something and your head is getting busted and stuff like that. But sometimes it can lead to that. Like, these toxic situations can, take a turn for the worse. So you have to get out of there. It's nothing that you can do to change their mind. It's something within them that you cannot see with your eye, but it's there. You sense it. It's in the spirit. Because it's a spirit on them, working and moving in them. Just like it's a spirit moving and working in you. So that's my little story of why I stayed so long, because I get that a lot. Like, why did you stay? But now, people know. And it wasn't just, because it's not just about me. It wasn't just about me. It was about me, my children, and my husband. But I had to finally make a decision to love myself and love my children and just leave. Okay? So you're going to have to make that decision too. So, all right, that's it. I just wanted to let y'all know that. And I'll be back with another video. It's good seeing y'all. All right, peace out. Till next time.